We begin the news at 4 with the moment a plane crashed into a public storage building, killing at least one person.
The deadly plane plunge happened in Pembroke Park this morning. Now investigators are trying to figure out what caused that small aircraft to go down. And we're following this case with team coverage.
Let's begin with Local 10's Jeff Wines here live at the scene with the latest. Jeff.
Nicole, the bodies removed from the plane within the last hour. A witness who works in the warehouses nearby said he heard a boom before the plane hit the building. He looked up. He saw smoke coming from an engine, and then the plane went sideways. And then it crashed right behind me, the top floor of this storage building on Park Road. The plane headed from Pompano Air Park to OPA-LOCKA, and at 9:02 this morning, that plane lost contact with the tower. Cameras on a nearby building catch the final seconds, the plane hitting the top floor of a storage facility on Park Road and then crashing into a parking lot below. The force so great the engine separated from the plane. Those who work in a nearby warehouse raced over to the scene, but there were no survivors. There was no one to help.
Where are they at?
They're here. They're all dead. Ah, Dios.
Describe the sound that you heard.
It's a heavy sound, man. Whoom! A big sound, that's all.
So much so you came out.
So that me came out to look, yeah.
Make it like a boom, like a una bomba.
It appears the plane, a twin-engine Aero Commander, was in the air 9 minutes, crashing on the way to OPA-LOCKA.
They located two bodies which have been confirmed deceased.
Stephen J. Gray flies for Total Traffic. He and his pilot heard the pilot of this twin-engine plane panicking before impact.
It sounds like the pilot keyed up the radio before the plane went down, or the co-pilot, and was screaming. We just landed at Hollywood North Perry Airport, and my pilot's like listening on the radio, and he hears, oh F, oh S, oh my gosh. And then the tower calls out the N number of the airplane that just went down. The plane didn't respond. Then the tower declared an emergency, told all aircraft to hold.
No one was in this building when the plane hit it. No one was in the parking lot below. Building inspectors did check out the building. They say it is safe. It needs to be repaired, but they have not condemned the building. And at this hour, BSO has not officially identified those on board. That is the very latest from Pembroke Park. Jeff Wines here, Local 10 News.
So very tragic. All right, thank you, Jeff. And our team coverage picks up with Ian Margol.
And he's been working all day to learn the pilot's name as well as who owned this plane. Ian, did you find anything out?
So as Jeff just said, the two people on the plane still have not been identified, but we do know that the plane was registered to Conquest Air, and this is where they do most of their flying here at OPA-LOCKA Airport. They leave from here typically and go to the Bahamas. You're looking at some of their cargo planes here, and this actually is not the first time we've covered a Conquest Air plane going down. Conquest Air Incorporated, now at the center of an FAA and NTSB investigation after a fatal crash in Pembroke Park Friday morning. The crash happened shortly after the 1969 Aero Commander 500S took off from Pompano Beach. FlightAware.com says they were heading for OPA-LOCKA, but clearly they never made it. Conquest Air is a cargo company that flies daily trips from Miami to the Bahamas, but they tell us this plane was not part of their cargo operation and is not used for any commercial purposes. The company, which is based in Miami Lakes and does most of their flying out of Miami OPA-LOCKA Executive Airport, sent us a statement about the crash, saying in part, quote, "Our concern is with the pilots and their families. We will continue to work with relevant authorities to obtain more information regarding this situation." But this isn't the first time we've covered a Conquest airplane going down. In fact, in February of 2019, one of their cargo planes was on its way from the Bahamas back to OPA-LOCKA when it went down in the water. One man was rescued at the time, and a search and rescue mission was conducted for a second person. So again, at this point, still no identifications on either person who are inside of that plane. The investigation really just in the very early stages. As soon as we get any updates, of course, we will let you know. The last we heard from the Broward Sheriff's Office, they were awaiting confirmation from the medical examiner's office. They will also need to be speaking to the families of those victims to tell them about this tragedy. And of course, as soon as we know anything, we will let you know. Live at Miami OPA-LOCKA Executive Airport, I'm Ian Margol, Local 10 News.